Wendy, and this is Debbie. Welcome to Cat Chat, and I just wanted to say it's freaking cold outside.
Yes. This is being taped on a day that's -4.
-4, but the wind chill, they're predicting negative
Yes.
30, maybe negative 40 between now and tomorrow morning. So we're at Wednesday, January 30th, and this is not normal for the Medina, Ohio area, but we're gonna tough it out. And you know what the nice thing about cats is they already have their coat on. You
Yes.
know, they don't get so cold. They already have a coat on. Wear your coat.
But I learned something from you.
What's that?
You say they get a winter coat if they're outside cats.
Yes, they actually get a better coat.
I did not know that.
God provides a better coat for them when they're outside. So indoor cats don't necessarily grow the down undercoat that's necessary to be an outside cat. And the outside cats, they're plush, like they're like a stuffed animal almost. I always say that, huh, Deb?
Yeah.
They're like a stuffed animal because they have a coat where you can't even feel the skin. That coat just keeps growing, and that's what sheds out in the spring. Or if it's a really, really warm winter, you don't see that coat come in until later, because God has a plan, and He knows what He's doing, and He provides for everything that He creates. So who do we have here but my Glenda? And talk about shedding out your coat. She's got a little bit, but when you pet these cats in the winter, you're not going to get a lot of fur out of them unless they're in a stressful situation. We were doing check-in last night with our medical team. We now do check-ins on Tuesdays, and sometimes we'll switch up what day we do intake, but we like to do intake. We like to have the people that we're going to help come in all on the same day, because we have a team of volunteers that come in, and we make sure that they are fully looked at. We do it ourselves.
Yes.
Right,
and Wendy does. She does the tests. She does the shots. She looks at their ears. She looks at their teeth.
Their eyes. Make sure they have as much of what I can catch.
She catches a lot.
But before they go into their cage for 2 weeks and then finally see the doctor for spay neuter, and then they go, oh, did you know that blah blah blah. Well, we try to catch everything up front, and that day they're getting their vaccination immediately because they're amongst so many other cats, and we're testing them immediately so we know if they have leukemia or
Right.
AIDS, and we can make the decision to, you know, what we need to do.
She catches the nits. She catches the
They
ticks.
have feline lice. They have
She catches
ticks.
it right
they
away.
They have everything. They can get everything. They have ear mites. Tapeworm we caught last night because we
Yes.
do a full exam of the cat, and I always pet the cats fully, even though I tell you not to do this. But there's a reason I do on a new cat. I go like this and up their tail. Why? Because when you do that and you pet up their tail, if they have tapeworm, that tapeworm is going to stick to your hand, or you're going to feel it because it's usually sticky. I didn't actually have to do that. We had flipped the cat over, and I just happened to be looking, and I said, oh, this cat has tapeworm. And then I was able to use that to educate some new people that were standing there, and we talked about how you get tapeworm and everything.
It's funny. She says she does that on Tuesday, but I catch her when she comes over. She checks everybody. I think it's second nature, and I've seen her do it all the time. She'll just come and she'll be talking, and she just does it. And she's catch other ones, not even on medical night. And she caught. He was dehydrated.
Yeah, we had a guy last night come in.
Same guy with the tapeworm.
Yeah, he has tapeworm, and that can help to dehydrate a cat. But normally, tapeworm does not reduce an adult cat's physical health. Why? Because a tapeworm needs the host to survive.
Okay.
There are parasites that will kill an animal, and then like a bot fly lays the eggs, doesn't care if the animal dies because the eggs are going to eat dead flesh or healthy flesh. But this kind of parasite needs the animal to stay alive, so it's not going to kill the animal. That's another one of God's plans. Now, why did he create tapeworm? I don't know. These are all wondering questions that I have when I get to heaven and say, hey,
God, you better
what were pests
schedule
for?
out 12 hours.
They were very pesky. I'm going to have a lot of questions, aren't I?
Excuse me, yeah.
Oh,
So God,
that's funny.
schedule out that time now.
Yeah, carve out some time for me.
Another 50 years from now.
Yes, right. So, we had tapeworm, but he was dehydrated. And I kept saying, but there's something wrong with this cat, and I can't figure it. You can't tell. They don't talk, and you can't say it's definitively this if they're just dehydrated or whatever. But you know what I go with, Debbie? You know I go with my gut. And
14 years of experience with that gut.
Yeah, that there's just this gut, and I believe that that's the Lord talking to me in a way that I can hear it, and it's just this cat just isn't right. Took its temperature. I looked in his ears. He had beet red inner ears.
Yeah.
So this coloring right here should be this nice cream or it should be pink, pretty pink. His were beet red. And I said, oh, yes, temperature.
Yes,
and then I
said,
said, feel these guys, and everybody felt his ears, and they were hot. That's another indicator that your cat is sick. You should not have burning ears. They should be cool. This cat has, her ears are nice and cool. Not a lot of blood flows to the ear because if it, it's an extremity, it should have plenty of blood. And there are vessels, you can even see them. But see, you can see all of this. That's just cartilage. That's just cartilage. So if they get frostbite, it hurts, of course, but there's not a lot of blood there. Like when if they get cut in the ear, you don't see it bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed, ever. So anyway, we should probably talk about Glenda now.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I got her off the beaten path there. I apologize, but I learned something yesterday, so I wanted we were going to talk a little bit about it.
We were talking about shedding.
Yes.
And there's a little spot right there. They're always going to shed a little bit. They're cats and dogs. They have all this hair.
Don't we lose hair every day?
We lose hair every day. They say hundreds of hairs. But in the spring, they're going to shut out that coat. And they do have some of that coat right now. But one of the cats last night, was what I was going to say is, one of the cats last night, the one gal that's kind of new, Megan, she was there and she said, oh my gosh, look how much hair is coming out of this cat. Does that happen when they get stressed? And I said, oh yeah, that's called blowing your coat. If they get really stressed out, for some reason, they will just have big piles of hair that'll come off of them. So you can't always say that it's going to be warm or whatever based on their fact that they're losing their hair. But there's all kinds of things going on that we still don't understand about these very fascinating animals. But this girl is one of my favorites, and I'm completely baffled as to why she's here.
She had 4 babies.
Yes. Yes.
And somebody gave it to us, and Wendy noticed right away, Mom is not nursing right. She was infested with fleas, which will draw out. And so Wendy took it upon herself. She took her home. She fed those babies. She saved those babies. And at the same time, that same week, somebody came in with 3 kittens that they found on their truck.
They drove somewhere, got out and heard kittens crying and pulled out 3 kittens.
One unfortunately didn't make it, but the other 2, Ike and Tina, Wendy took them, fed them until we got her.
Those kittens were only 3 days old.
Yeah, they were
and
a couple
hers
days.
were only 2 weeks old.
Yeah. So
she's so precious. I love her.
Wendy took her home, got her back to health, saved every single kitten.
We did it together,
and that's
Glenda.
every 2 to 3 hours she has to get up, she has to feed these guys, and it's not, she has to syringe feed them and she has to potty them. Because Mom was just not 100%. She got Mom back, Mom took care of the babies.
She loves her babies.
She loved her babies.
Oh, she was a great mom.
And she's in the
Wasn't
kitten room,
she?
so sometimes she likes to play with the kittens, and then
you.
sometimes she doesn't.
Oh,
She
she's
is
a play.
so
She loves to
sweet.
play.
And she gets a little irritated with them sometimes now.
Yeah.
But, you know, she's
That's a pretty
done
tale.
her time. And
She's done her time here at the
wants-
prison at Kitten Crazy.
Look at her.
Oh,
look at her hair.
She's so pretty.
Her cat hair.
Yeah.
Look at how beautiful.
Yes. There's not a mean bone in this cat's body. She's a little girl's cat, a little boy's cat that wants a cat in bed that they can walk around with and carry, because right now this is a room she's not familiar with. She wants to go, she wants to check it out. They're just curious animals. In her room, you can sit and hold her for lengths of time. She's so wonderful.
And you've probably seen it in previous shows where we have brought out cats where they're totally, and look at how, even now.
Even now,
But
she's
she
just
is a
the
mama's girl.
sweet-
She
I
loves
love
her
this
mama.
cat. That's because
And
mommy loves
we
her.
were at a function this weekend,
Yeah.
and Wendy took her, had her picture done with her, and
Yes, I did.
you had someone communicate with her, did you not?
Yes, I did. And I actually have that paper here, not on me, but it was very interesting. You were the Debbie Downer.
That was a Debbie Downer. I didn't believe it. But she went over there and
so perfect. Debbie was the Debbie Downer. And I am a believer, and I don't believe that people can, I just don't believe in that stuff. It's just not my faith base. But this gal was there. We were at the Lexus dealership in Akron. Thank you for inviting us. We had a very nice time. It was a really beautiful
Very
event.
nice.
It was an adoption event. They had personally invited us. You
Very nice.
and
Nice scale.
Wynn
nice.
and I went for 2 hours. It was from 2 to 4 on Sunday. It was a very, very nice event. But they had a gal there who was what did they call her?
She was a communicator with the animals.
Communicator. Yeah. And we were like, let's see.
We were next to her. She did like 30 greyhounds.
She did. She talked to all of them, apparently, supposedly. But they said, Wendy, take Glenda over there and see what she says about her. And we were not making fun or anything like that. We just were curious.
Yeah, I was curious.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
she's
people
like,
going to
I'm
her,
not going to
so-
believe this. But it was
Right on.
interesting. And a lot of times I think people generalize their answers, but this gal kind of, it was interesting. So you have to ask a question, and then she writes the question down and is immediately answering it on paper. So she said, what do you want me to ask her? And I said, ask her if she's happy in the room that she's in. And she's in this room right here. And this room right here has a piece of glass in between that she can see through. This gal's never been here as far as we know, and
No.
we never said anything. We
No.
didn't talk about her at all. And she said she's very happy in the room she is, and you can tell she is.
Yes, she is.
And she said, not that she wants to leave, but she's very curious about the cats in the room right next to hers. And we were like,
She sits on a chair. She sits on a sofa and looks through the window.
okay, we're like, okay, that's pretty interesting. So, and then she said, did you want to ask another question? I said, yes. Does she recognize me? Does she know who I am? And because she lived with me for quite some time, and now she's been here for quite some time.
Lived at your home and your office.
And in my office for
So it's
months.
24/7.
Yes. And I said, does she know who I am? And she immediately said, yes. And she knows that you hold her very dear to your heart.
That's right. That was the
Which, of all the cats here, she's like one of my favorites, if not my favorite in this building right now, because I just love her dearly.
Yeah,
And
she does.
to me, if I would have taken any of the other 3 kittens and she answered that question that way, it would not have been true. Not special in my heart.
No.
Which I was like, man, I'm having a hard time with this because I'm not wanting to believe it. Okay, so we have Baker Mayfield, the new quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. There he is. Isn't he gorgeous?
It's funny, the lady who brought him, who did a fantastic job with the mom and the babies. They're such sweet cats. But
He's
she
not
said,
even pulling back.
no, she said he woke up feeling dangerous, but he did the first day. He hissed and growled at everybody, but
I love this
after
boy.
that, he's a big, likes to lay on your lap. He's a little nervous because he's been waiting a while to come out. But he is just gorgeous, and he has another brother, Samuel, who's orange and white. He has a sister who's a tortie, I believe.
Oh, yeah,
gorgeous,
she's gorgeous.
very sweet. And
Look
his
at that
mom is
face.
still here, but
Look
he's
at
a
his
little
face.
upset now because he's been waiting so patiently.
He was sitting over there the whole time with Gabby. This is a gorgeous brown tabby bicolor. Actually, he's not really bicolor. He's mostly the brown tabby coat. He would be mostly considered a tux, but he's got a little too much white here. So we call this a brown tabby with white. And he's got really light brown. He's just gorgeous, and his lines are super vibrant. You know, sometimes they get 1, 2, or 3 of these stripings on the side of his face, and he likes that. He likes that. This is where all the pheromones and those scent glands are right here that make them feel calm and comfortable. And when you pet them like that, those scent glands start to emit their own calming agents, basically. So that's why you only really want to pet a cat on its face, especially when you first meet it. It's a calming thing. Look, he's starting to go down. Okay. Then I can take him like this, do that little scruff right there, and he'll just sit here for a little bit with me and just be really calm. He's got these gorgeous little lynx points on his tip of his ears. I don't know, Andy, if you can see that on his ears, but they're this little piece of hair that sticks up a little bit higher than his ears. I always call that my lynx point kitties. Just a real gorgeous little boy. He's about 6 months old.
Yeah, 6, 7 months.
Yeah, someone's crying. That's unusual. That's a cry. I don't know if you can hear that. Okay. That cat is in distress somehow. Either somebody's in his spot. We should go see. So we just heard that crying.
Yes.
And we stopped taping because that was kind of a distress call. Now, not saying that, you know, he got in a car accident or anything. These are times where something isn't quite right. Maybe they want to go outside, and that's the thing. They're letting you know, hey, you got to come here. I need something. Sometimes that's them just about to get in a fight, and sometimes that's, hey, wake up, everybody! It's time to play. You know, come on.
Something.
They want something. And you're not always sure what it is sometimes.
Well, I did
till
put
you
a
get
new
to
cat
know.
in here. Maybe that was it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was an immediate need.
Okay.
And so I'm not sure what it is, but I do smell something. So
Yes, it does a little stinky in here.
yeah, all of a sudden.
And maybe it was Andy.
Well, it could have been that he, you know, wanted to go in the litter box system and somebody's sitting in there hiding and it didn't feel like he could go in there. So he was in the other bathroom. So something is up. He seems fine now. We never really detected what was the problem, but when we went and got him, it was resolved.
Yes.
He's very content and fine.
What?
But something was upsetting him.
Says you stop petting me.
Yeah. So this is Andy. And he reminds us of Andy behind because he's got a cute little tail.
Yes, Andy.
Did I say that?
It's okay.
He's got a cute little tail. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. No, that's not acceptable. Whoa, okay. We're going to keep
He's
that
upset
going.
about it. He's upset. This is the one that was crying.
Yes, he's upset about something still then. Okay, easy.
Andy.
I'm going to let him go. Okay. Andy, come here. Kitty, kitty, kitty,
I haven't
kitty,
seen him
kitty.
do that
Come
ever,
here.
so I don't know
Yeah.
what was something.
Something's up.
Something's
Come here.
bothering him.
Come here, kitty, 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 kitty. See, something is bothering him.
Because that's not
Him.
normal.
No, he didn't bite or anything. He just wanted down, and I should have just let him down. Sometimes I try to talk him off the ledge.
Well,
There's not really any talking off the
you
ledge for a
never
cat.
know.
You never know. Usually once they make the decision, they have to just be put down. Not put down, but let down on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
don't
normally
take that
he's
the wrong way.
And normally not like that. So he was the one that was crying. So
Yeah,
something is
something's
bothering
up.
him.
Something's bothering him. He's a really nice boy.
Oop.
This is bothering me. It's been going down the whole time. Although we love this thing here, but yeah, we're gonna have to try to figure it out. He's routing again. He's going back into that spot.
He was a very sweet cat.
Something's
He came from a horrid situation
yeah.
where the lady left her 3 cats and dog in the house, did not feed them, did not clean them, did not change their litter. So not sure what's wrong with what happened to his tail. And he does have a heart murmur.
Yeah.
But
And a catitude.
and
And
it's
now a
catitude
catitude.
today, but normally
Normally
it's
not.
something. See, now he's at
He's
the
upset.
window. He's upset about something.
Yeah.
It could have been because we had other cats in here. I don't know.
No,
He was
something's
doing
up.
so
Look,
good.
he's still. If you can't see it on camera, but I've been watching it, and we have a very big space here for him. He's anxious about something. He's pacing. He went over to the kitchen
He's
door.
been trying to get in that door.
Yeah, something's up, and he wants to get somewhere where he can't get, and that could be why he's telling us, hey, I want to go over here and I need to get in there, and we didn't do it for him. Now he's aggravated.
No, look.
Yeah, he's aggravated. Watch him, Gabby, because he's
He
a
did
little
attack.
aggravated.
Yeah, that
So,
tail's going.
That tail's going. When you see when he was in my arms and all, his tail was flicking just put your cat down. I should have just put him down. I know better than that. To not hold
Yeah,
on
but
to
9
him.
out of 10 times, Wendy, you would have calmed him down, and you would have probably calmed him down if we had more time.
I could have if he was facing in the other direction.
Yeah, we would have facing you.
But he was arms out, and if you could have saw his face,
Oh yeah, he wasn't.
everything was flared, and he was staring me square in the eye, and he was only this far away from me, and I was like,
I need my eyes.
I kind of like to have my face without
Please.
scratches, and that's when I was like, okay, you can go.
When he knows
There
to
was
say,
no
okay, it's
calming
done.
him from that direction.
No.
I did not have any kind of hold on
No.
him that was pleasant for him, and it wasn't pleasant for me. So now, if he got a hold of some catnip, there's this little ugly bag on the floor.
That has catnip and everybody's loving it.
Everybody's loving the catnip. Now, I've said oftentimes, and I'll say it again, and we were just talking about how I put my cats on catnip in the winter. Because my cats, I have 5, and they're all indoor-outdoor, very fair weather, indoor-outdoor. One, my little Gussie with the 3 legs. Come on, Avery. Good girl. And, hi, sweets. And I give it to them in the winter because they have anxiety in the house. They want to go out. I have one that just cries and cries to go out. And I open the door, and he looks at me like,
Well, I want it out when it
why
was
did
warm.
you make it
Yeah.
so cold out here? You know I like it warmer.
Maybe.
And I apologize to him all the time that it's God's world. I don't make those decisions. and he just looks at me and he harumphs and he walks away. And then an hour later he's crying again to go out because he loves to go outside and play. But because he can't go outside and play, I take the catnip and I infuse it by going like that, and then I just drop it like that on the rugs, and they play in it and they get all high, and it does have the same effect as marijuana. I tell everybody that's okay because they don't drive. It's all fine, but it absolutely has the same effect. So because cats are second closest to human in physiology, in the way that their bodies work, that's why catnip works on them and not dogs. they get the same symptomatic responses to it that humans do. Different people have different reactions to marijuana. Some people get really laid back, so do some cats. Some people get really kind of violent, so do some cats. And some people get really giddy and stupid, and so do some cats. So that's kind of our show today. We didn't see a lot of cats, and there's a good reason too for that. We don't have any real
Little
big,
kittens.
massive amounts of kittens because it's not kitten season. And people think there are kittens all year round. There are not. Not in big quantities. You'll find a few right now. It's January. They're all going into heat though. We've been spaying in the cats at Quick Fix. We've had plenty that are in heat, and that means they're already pregnant. 62 days of gestation. So in 2 months, we're going to see kittens everywhere.
So if you're
Everywhere.
looking for an adult cat
Now's the time.
and had a comment on something over the weekend where somebody was looking at a cat that was just a few years old, and when I told her the age, she goes, "Oh, she'll die." And it kind of upset me, but I didn't say nothing to her. We can't guarantee any cat.
No.
The adult could live a good, she was 8, she definitely got a good 10 to 12 years if she's taken care of. A
If
kitten,
that's in her medical history,
Yeah, a kitten-
future, medical
kitten could
future.
Go, gentleman came in here yesterday. He lost his cat after 3 years.
That's
So, please give the older cats a chance.
yeah.
All they want is they're great cats.
Most of
I
them just
know-
lay around and
yeah.
hang out.
And I know Andy there was a little upset, but something's upsetting him. If you don't have another cat, he's probably perfect. I did get email yesterday, which I forwarded to you. Our Sophie, if everybody remembers,
Yeah, I
is
saw her
doing
pictures.
awesome.
Sophie is
So,
looking happy.
There's somebody that took the chance of an older cat, and they love her,
yeah.
and she loves them.
And she had a big catitude.
Oh, she did.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
So-
she picked and chose who she wanted, and she wouldn't let you pet her more than one stroke, and they love her.
They love her, so please, we have quite a few older cats. Please, we have a special
Yeah.
still going. You can get your forever cat, give a home, open our slot up for 2 other cats. As it is very cold out there, we don't want to see the cats out there, but we can only have a certain amount of cats here. And so if you adopt a cat, we could get 2 more homes.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. And while we're on topic of, trying to help out here, we are starting an mail-in inkjet cartridge and used cell phones and unused ink and used ink. So any kind of ink that you have, cartridges, whether you don't have that printer anymore or what have you. And before you throw your printers out, take the ink out of it and donate it. We're going to be having bins here, and you can donate it starting now. It will be an ongoing fundraiser. Hopefully it works out for us. So
And we need the
bring 'em
fundraiser.
on
We want to
in.
keep the prices of the adoptions down. We want to keep what they do at Quick Fix, which is, again, over 50,000 cats and dogs, spayed and neuter, which is what we need more and more. And, so please bring your cartridges here.
Yeah. And that's our show for today. Stay warm.
Yes. Bye.